All right, everybody, welcome back to SDAT 2025 on the road to SDAT here today. We've got Pokemon, the trading card game, 90% glitchless with Tauronite. Take it away, Tauronite.
Hello, everybody. My name is Tauronite, and it is such an honor to be here on the road to SDAT 2025, running one of my all-time favorite games, Pokemon TCG, and I promise we're going to have a real fun time over the next hour or so. Before we do, obviously we are going to go from a new game. I'm not going to do this from a save file that's already started. However, Sam, would you like to name our character?
Sure. Let me check. It looks like the people did not quite get a chance to choose a name. So let's just go with, I think, what the people would probably love. Let's go with Lemlom.
Lemlon? Alright, awesome. Lemlom?
Yes.
Ah, beautiful. Okay, and with that, we are ready to go. So I'm going to count us down. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. So, Pokemon TCG. Beloved game for the Game Boy Color back in 1998. It was extremely popular. It, no doubt, kind of sparked a continuous popularity of the trading card game that's kind of reached a fever pitch even to this day in 2025, almost 30 years later. And this game is very, very well done. Excellent music. The gameplay is fantastic. And there's a lot of really cool stuff to show up in the game. Even for people who have never seen this game before, I am really ecstatic over being able to kind of show off a lot of some of the cool stuff. And maybe if you're even interested in playing this game, it's on the Nintendo Switch. So if you have Nintendo Switch Online, so you're able to play this basically however you want. So we're going to go through this tutorial. Now, this is about an 8-minute unskippable tutorial. Now, the category is glitchless. However, just between you and I, we're going to do a glitch. Just one glitch. I think one glitch is fine because it's a cool one. We call this Duel Escape, and the way it works is that we basically do certain button inputs in the middle of a duel, and once we do, it puts the game into a state that goes all the way to the victory, to the duel result screen. And typically, because of the fact that we are scripted, this tutorial duel is scripted for us to win, we are automatically going to get the victory. There is no duel screen that has the tutorial, us losing the tutorial, so we automatically get that win. And you can actually do this for the entirety of the run and beat the game in like 20 minutes or so. So we are going to kind of just mosey on over to sort of what TCG is all about. So this game, for lack of a better word, and just kind of make things a little bit simple, is essentially the card game version of Red and Blue. You got 8 gyms, they're called medals, and you fight the Elite Four, and you beat the champion. You got your rival, who is a bit of a jerk, probably a little bit more of a more beloved character. And there we go. Boom, that's Duel Escape. Just a couple of button inputs, and we automatically saved like almost 5 minutes. So, that pretty much now puts us in a state of being able to pick a starter. I don't know if there has been a decision as to what starter I'm going to be picking, Bulbasaur or Charmander. But yeah, I'm fine with either of those if there's been a choice or if there's not.
Well, I mean, I wasn't sure if the people were going to choose, so I went ahead and made the choice for us by donating $10 for Bulbasaur.
Sam, you are an absolute delight. If I had to pick one, it'd have to be Bulbasaur. Thank you so much. So, we are now transitioning over to the actual start of the game. So, we needed to do all this in order to be able to start the run proper. And now we're going to do a fancy little thing where we call mail manipulation. At the start of the game, we have a free booster pack that allows us to get a 10 free cards. So, if I time this correctly, we should be getting a Hitmonchan. Boom. Easy as that. There is a 5-frame window by when you essentially do the read mail. where if you hit it on any one of those 5 frames, you get free Hitmonchan for free, which is gonna be extremely vital for essentially the first half of the run. Bulbasaur already gives us a Hitmonchan, but it does not hurt to have a second Hitmonchan, and believe me, more is definitely the name of the game in here. And so we basically are talking to this NPC to give us a bunch of free energy cards. The way, if you don't know how this game works, it basically operates as follows. You build a team of Pokemon, they have attacks. All of them have attacks. However, every single one of them require an energy requirement to fulfill the requirements to beat the to actually fulfill the attack. And we want to ensure that we have as much energy of all types, or for most types, throughout the game, especially in the early game where we just don't have, we barely have anything. So we talk to him, we get essentially 10 of each energy card. And we did it twice, so we now have an extra 20, which is going to be fantastic. But like, we started off with only 3 fighting energy. That is unacceptable, so we're just going to have 23. 23 fire energy and 23 fighting energy. The fire energy really is just for making sure that we can try to making sure that we can fill out the deck, because we don't have enough to do. Oh, this is actually beautiful. All right, here comes the game, the game proper, with Rattata and Mankey and everything. So, sprite art in this game is just absolutely phenomenal, and the game, let's be honest, the game goes by so quickly. So, happy to answer any questions in regards to the game itself. We already beat the first fight in just 3 turns. So, it is, hopefully that is a good sign. Coliseum Booster Pack gives us a Scyther. Ooh, love to see that. And Electabuzz. Ooh, pretty solid. That was a good opening booster pack. So, in this game, we have 4 booster packs. They are Coliseum, Laboratory, Mystery, and Evolution. The way we routed this game is to have as many Coliseum booster packs collected as early as possible. And because they have a lot of the best cards in the game. So stuff like Hitmonchan and Electabuzz and Scyther, Computer Search, which allows you to get any one card in the game at the cost of just discarding 2 from your hand. Ooh, you're gonna have to reset. That's another very important thing about this game, is that we can reset a fight and just essentially re-randomize everything to the point where we just get another chance. Venomoth was gonna be essentially an auto-lose situation. This hand is not great to start. That's another Venonat that I'm worried that's gonna evolve into Venomoth again. So there's going to be a lot of resetting in here for sure. But yeah, Coliseum Booster Packs gives us the best cards that we need over the course of a speedrun. And so you're going to see us fight a bunch of different trainers of various different gyms. And the only reason why we go this route is just so that we are able to collect as many Coliseum Booster Packs as possible. Venonat, please. I've never seen Venonat appear this many times in a run. But thankfully, no Venomoth here. So everything is fine and dandy. But yeah, the way you win in Pokemon TCG is there are prize cards that we are collecting every time we knock out a Pokemon. So as a result of those prize cards, the name of the game is collecting every single one of them, and you win. If you collect all the prize cards before your opponent, you automatically win. Now, if you knock out your opponent all of their Pokemon before you collect the final prize card, you also win automatically. So a lot of times we're going to try to aim to do that and beat the opponent through just knocking all of their Pokemon out before we get to the final prize card. That one, unfortunately, we have to collect all of the prize cards. So Coliseum Booster Pack number 2. A Zapdos, actually not great, and a Gyarados. Okay. Bit of a dud there, but that is perfectly fine because we do still have some good cards at the start. So now, this is actually one of those fights where it is not a boss fight, but the community kind of treats it like a boss fight with Michael. Michael has a lot of Pokemon that... The deck is actually kind of a reference to old school TCG being played back in the day, where you had basically a powerhouse of a team of Magmar and Hitmonchan and Electabuzz and all sorts of different characters. Let's see, what does he have? Okay. I'm gonna knock out this Hitmonlee and just hope. Okay, beautiful. We got plus power. Plus power is a phenomenal card. It gives us an extra 10 damage just for our next attack, which is just enough to beat Magmar. The reason why we use Hitmonchan is a lot of times throughout the course of the run, the way Pokemon TCG works, we have Potion. Still, this is still really dicey, but we're just hoping for the best. So the way TCG works is that every Pokemon has weaknesses and resistances, just like in regular Pokemon. However, it's kind of operates a little bit differently than in the than prior Pokemon games, whereas every type has its own weakness and resistances and immunities. In this one, it actually operates, it's a little bit different. Every Pokemon individually has their own different weakness and resistances. So a fighting type like Hitmonchan is weak to Psychic, but it may not have the same weakness as another fighting type as, say, Dugtrio. Yes, Dugtrio is a fighting type in this game because we only have 7 types in this game. We have Fire, Water, Grass, Lightning, Fighting, Psychic, and Colorless, which is essentially just a fancy way of saying flying and normal types for the most part. So, Hitmonchan hits a lot of opponents real hard in the early game, which is why it's vital to have Hitmonchan out and about. I'm hopeful that this Pikachu can be... beautiful. First turn win against Jennifer. Jennifer is one of the early run killers of the category, because she has a flying Pikachu which just completely walls Hitmonchan. So thankfully, this one's actually doing pretty solid, all things considered. So I'm hopeful that we can keep the party moving, and not much for the next couple of fights. It's just more lightning type Pokemon when we're going to try to sweep things with Hitmonchan. So Sam, if there's anything you'd like to say, floor is yours.
Absolutely. We do actually have a few donations already. So we've got Kitsune of Dreams donating $5. That says Bulbasaur, then 2 greater than signs, Charmander. And also, Energy Trans is just a neat ability. Also, we got to see Imakuni.
Oh, absolutely.
And then we also have $15 from CJ that simply says cards. And
love me cards.
Yeah, and that donation from CJ also went towards a new bid war that we have open, which is for the blindfolded Pokemon Red Run later tonight. If you donate some money, you can influence the plushie audience for that blindfolded Pokemon Red Run. There's a whole slew of options. I'm not going to read them all out for you right now, but CJ specifically put his $15 towards Gengar.
Ooh.
When I say there's a lot of options, I mean like double digit.
Oh my god. Oh yeah, double digits.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, so we got plenty of options for everyone. So you mentioned Imakuni, so that is the one incentive that we're going to try to hopefully get throughout the course of this run. So, not to spoil away Imakuni. Imakuni is... I know this next 3 words are going to be a little bit awkward because this is a card game RPG from the 1990s, but hopefully these next 3 words are going to be a good incentive for anyone that's on the fence donating. Roaming boss fight, or roaming meme fight. Imakuni has, in my opinion, the greatest flavor text in the history of card games. I'm not going to say what it is. You're going to have to donate to see that, hopefully. That is the major thing that that I would love to show off in this game, because Imakuni has its own unique battle music, and also has a... Trouble? No, we're not in trouble yet. And also has a signature card that is unlike anything you may have ever encountered in a card game in general, with the aforementioned greatest flavor text ever in history.
And I will mention that we are currently at $35 out of $100 for that extra boss fight. So be sure to get those donations in, because we're only $65 away from it.
Yep, and not to kind of put a little bit more pressure, but do want to see this happen. So I would say probably maybe 25, 30 minutes left before we kind of get into needing to decide whether or not we're actually going to go for it. So the ball's in your court, everybody. Let's let the will of the people give us the Imakuni. We all deserve Imakuni in our lives. So what we are doing right now is going to be our one and only instance of using two different types in this deck. So here's kind of the thing with Amanda. You may be wondering to yourself, wait a minute, Turna, you're in the water gym, and you added Charmander into the fray. What's up? This fight is very unique. Not necessarily in a great way. This is actually really bizarre that I'm not getting what I'm hopeful to get. Chris? Him on chance. Okay. At least we're gonna do a little bit of damage. So, Amanda, as you kind of noticed so far, has not really brought on any water types. And if this is successful, you're not going to see another water type. You're going to see another Jigglypuff. That's not what I was thinking was going to happen. However, with this fight, for Ace, again, Water Club Trainer, for Ace, it's either, depending on your point of view, it's either Wigglytuff or Scyther, which, I know, very, very bizarre. And the hopeful... Oh, there's finally a water type. Wigglytuff could be extremely annoying, so I'm hopeful that we can... Ah, there we go. Kind of random full heal when it's already a bit too late. Love to see that. Typical Pokemon TCG fashion. And... kind of a lengthy second try Amanda, but I will happily take this, because this is another one of those early game run killers. Not to mention, top runners nowadays actually use this fight first. We do this fight first, and we actually have, like, special RNG manipulation to try to make sure we get, like, a very quick Amanda fight. She is that much of a run killer. So, thankfully, not a terrible Amanda fight in a marathon setting, so, very happy. We're real happy with this early game, actually. So now we are going to go through our first boss fight of the entire run. And I'm so excited to be able to show off this game, especially with the music, because there is so much that I love about this game, including the music. So once the boss fight starts with Jean, I'm gonna stay quiet for a couple of seconds just to give you guys a taste of it. Yeah, absolutely love it. This is an absolute banger of a track, in my opinion.
I do enjoy some good chiptune. This is some good chiptune.
And in reality, this entire game has amazing music all the way around. Which definitely helps us kind of keep us in a nice little chill groove, as we basically have been Leer locked for the past 4 turns with Rhyhorn, because Leer... This is another really important distinction from the RPG and the trading card game. Attacks that share names between both TCG and the regular games, not exactly operating in the same way. Leer in RPG just lowers your defenses by 1 stage. In this game, flip a coin. If it lands heads, your opponent literally cannot attack next turn. So given that we only have this Scyther, unfortunately, we're at the mercy of RNG on that one. But we were not in danger of Scyther getting knocked out, because the reason why we go with Scyther is because he completely walls Jean's team. Like, there's hardly anything Jean can do to even scratch Scyther. There was another alternative that we could have gone, which was a slightly riskier move with Nidorino, which does a ton of damage. The drawback is that we unfortunately just are not able to resist fighting type moves, so it does make things a little bit riskier. But thankfully with Scyther, it was a little bit safer, so I'm feeling pretty good about it. But honestly, this run I'm really, really happy with how this early game has turned out for the most part. But for now, we must say goodbye to Scythe. They're actually for good. And we're gonna bring on our good old friend Electabuzz, including the second Electabuzz we picked up at the on the very first fight of the game against Jessica. Because now we're about to go through essentially the Water Club segment of the game. And of course, as with every Water Club segment of the game, we start out outside of the Water Club, which is the Science Club. Yep, there is such a thing as a Science Club. There were so few types in this game, in the card game, up to this point, that we have to make up types just to be able to meet the minimum Pokemon 8 gyms. And we're good. Oh, this is... Ooh, interesting. Oh, this is actually really fascinating. Okay, everybody get ready to see an extremely rare occurrence in TCG. A draw. Okay. Have not had that happen to me in many months. I think this may be the first or second time in the history of TCG where we see a draw. So, I don't think I ever thought I would get to a point where I would have to explain what a draw, a tie means in Pokemon TCG. But here we are. So the way ties work in this game is that we are open for a full heal. We would have won. How it works is that we essentially redo the fight. However, it becomes a sudden death. First player to knock out their opponent's Pokemon, any Pokemon, automatically is the winner. And we are getting stun locked so hard right now. What is going on? That is 3 straight coin flips that landed heads. So, make that 4. Okay, everybody, pull out your calculators. Find out what are the odds of getting 4 straight coin flips landing heads. I can tell you it is about 6.725%.
Isn't this the true Pokemon TCG experience, just losing 8 coin flips in a row?
Yep, pretty much. Wow, we'll see what's about to... If I don't get paralyzed here... Okay. This is kind of a risky... If this lands Tails... Okay! Okay, good. We're out. We're out. If that coin flip on that Electabuzz landed Tails, we would have had... something that I... honestly have no idea if it's ever been done in recorded history. A double tie. Meaning we would have gone to double sudden death. Which... I'm not gonna lie, I was kind of secretly rooting for Electabuzz to get knocked down just to say we have the, we achieved history in showing off a double sudden death fight. Gotta love Pokemon TCG sometimes. Alright, let's see if this lands heads. It was a gamble, but that is fine. But yeah, this is kind of like a nothing fight. We're gonna win real easily. So, Sam, if there's anything you would like to say, or if there's anything you want to shout out, anything you want to read, hey, all yours, man.
Alright, I do want to remind the people that you are running out of time to donate for the Imakuni fight. Bonus incentive for this game. We still have about, you know, what you'd say, 15-20 minutes?
Yeah, I would say about 15-20 minutes.
Okay. Yeah, so be sure to get those donations in because we are at $35 out of 100. You only need $65 more to unlock that extra fight against Imakuni, who, if you haven't picked up from the way we've been talking about him, it'll be an interesting fight.
Oh yeah.
And I will say no more than that.
It is. I cannot stress this enough. Greatest flavor text in card game history.
Yeah, that is a very bold statement because there's a lot of great flavor text.
Oh yeah, yeah. I would say it is the only thing that would come close, in my personal opinion, the only thing that would come close to it in terms of flavor text is the those select few Yu-Gi-Oh cards where the flavor text is just like a general descriptor of that particular monster done in the voice of Joey Wheeler from the anime, where you read it and his voice just immediately pops into your head because of the because it's basically written as if it was said verbally by a Brooklyn guy.
I'm glad you mentioned that, because if you didn't, I was going to mention those exact same cards.
Actually, listen, there's a reason why we work so well together, Sam.
Yeah, it's like 8 cards that are just like, hey, Yugs, it's an alligator with a sword.
Yeah, oh, that is the classic one. All right, so here comes Amy, the leader, the gym leader of the water club. Name of the game essentially is go first and have good trainer cards, and you're pretty much all set. Could get a little bit annoying at times because of the fact that she's got a lot of Pokemon that can. Damage is not the issue; it is stat effects that can potentially go wrong. Let's see. Yeah, this smoke screen is one of them, so hopefully it lands heads. Okay, cool. Smoke screen, another example of having a different effect compared to the RPG. In the TCG, it actually does damage, first of all. Secondly, what it does is your opponent has to flip a coin before attacking. If it lands heads, the attack moves forward. If it lands tails, the attack actually, the turn is automatically over. So obviously you do not want to deal with that. Bit of a struggle here with, I need trainer removal here. I'm going to get rid of my, actually no, perfect example of what we are going to do now. Actually, that's great. So, here's the way, so this is a really cool thing in Pokemon TCG. The way things are kind of stacked is whenever you're trying to search through the deck and everything, the cards will always appear in first card at the top, and then just go on for the bottom of the deck in dragging down the menu. So what we did with that energy search card is it's a card that lets us pick any random any energy from the deck and add it to our hand. I did not do it. I didn't use energy search for that purpose. We used it for being able to look at the deck and figure out, okay, if the next cards are good, then we're able to just reset and be able to draw the next 7 cards, which actually had exactly what I needed to win the fight. So, which is actually vitally important because we got our rival, Ronald. Ronald exudes Smellulator energy. We have a amazing strat with the like of. I mean, I'm just saying, this Magnemite is the most important card in up to this point. Now you kind of see that Magnemite has the ability with Thunder Wave to do damage and do some damage. However, we have Thunder Wave and no, whoa, sorry, misclick. I'm so sorry. No, oh no, I self-destructed. Magnemite's dead. He's dead. We lose.
You killed him.
Yeah. Rest in peace, Magnemite. That's fine. We'll get to show off that super cool, awesome strategy a second time, as if we'll do a chance to do that strategy again for real. Now comes the portion where we're gonna use Stuck True to kind of sweep everything. Now, I'm actually a little bit worried because we actually had terrible booster pack luck with that. Because optimally, I was hoping we would at least get 2, maybe 3 Duck Trios. We're gonna go this entire run with only 1 Duck Trio, and that's kind of a recipe for disaster, if I'm being perfectly honest. But at least not in this fight. This fight is fine. We picked up the trio, but honestly, it's kind of a similar instance with Scyther and Jean. There is nothing that Isaac can do with his lightning type Pokemon to actually hurt us. At most, maybe he'll do a little bit of chip damage, but I've been able to sweep this boss fight with a level like Duck Trio. Which makes this next little fun fact even funnier, is that he actually has a way to knock out Diglett in one go. He has a Pokemon called Electrode, and Sonic Boom bypasses both weakness and resistance. It does a flat 20 damage no matter what. However, the AI constantly seems to forget that fact, and instead chooses not to attack, thinking Sonic Boom is not going to do anything. But, through the power of actually knowing how to read our cards, that's not really an issue. So, just like that, we are kind of just done with this fight. This fight is, once you get that trio out on the field, it's just a matter of when you're gonna win, you know? Okay, so, next boss fight, marathon-wise, it's a proven commodity as far as having good showcase. So, knocking on wood, it's gonna be the same. Ken kind of... The next two boss fights are a little bit... are kind of interesting. They have what I like to call sister decks. Fire Gym Leader Ken and Psychic Gym Leader Murray. This is... Wow, this is an extremely awkward. And, this is an extremely awkward. Let me see. Let's use Pokeball to fish out that Duck Trio. It's right there. What do you have on the bench? Okay, this is fine. Not exactly in love with this hand. This is actually a really bizarre opening hand, but we'll roll with it just because I have the Duck Trio already. But the chance it could knock us out at any moment, so we're just hopeful that Murray is... I'm sorry, that Ken is not going to do anything of the sorts. Now, as I was mentioning, Ken and Murray kind of have sister decks. You're going to see a lot of... bizarrely, a lot of emphasis on colorless type Pokemon as opposed to Pokemon of the type that they are supposedly the leaders of. So you're seeing Growlithe, who's okay, typical fire Pokemon for Gen 1. You see Magmar, maybe, potentially, but you're gonna see a lot of stuff like Jigglypuffs and Snorlax and Chansey and Kangaskhan. Like, actually more so those types of Pokemon than actual fire types in this game. Like, we're already, like, we're seeing a lot of colorless type of Pokemon here. And a lot of them, their whole purpose is just, at least in the speedrun, literally just stall. Literally, we should have won like 15-20 seconds ago, but Scrunch basically does not allow us to do anything. But either way, that's fine. The trio Earthquake one-shots this entire deck. So, bit of a slowdown, but you know what? We keep on trucking along. Hopefully everybody in chat and everybody watching is having a fun time through this wonderful, wonderful game. Just like that, we're already halfway done with collecting all the badges needed to... I'm sorry, medals. I don't know why they don't just call them gym badges, but I digress. We're already halfway done for them, so not a lot of time left before you meet that Imakuni incentive.
Be sure to get those donations in, everybody. You are running out of time, like Tornite just said. Only $65 to go. Get those donations in.
Alright, ooh, this is... You know what, I'm gonna restart. This is actually not a good hand. This is one of the most annoying fights. This is arguably an even worse hand. Let me see what we are dealing with. Kangaskhan stalls a lot, just only because... Ooh! Hold on. We have... Next three turns, we're getting another fighting energy, Hitmonchan, and Duck Trio. Oh, never mind. We are... No, I'm keeping this in. I'm fascinated to see how I'm able to turn this one. Now, the thing that I'm worried about... Yep, I would absolutely worry about that. That Cadaver is fully set. Okay. It's a bit of a gut check time. Do I go for the... It's an interesting... Because that Hitmonchan... Just gonna put it out there, this Hitmonchan is gonna get knocked down next turn because of the... Ooh, wait, hold on. If we didn't get energy removal that last turn, a couple of turns ago, we would be fine. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just going to evolve, hope we don't get an evolution to Alakazam. Okay. Now I'm just hoping for a potion of some sort. Oh, I miscounted. No, never mind. Unfortunate. That is kind of one of the nature. The RNG just was not in our favor on that one, but that's fine. That is completely fine. This is... when it comes to Murray, you kind of sign up for having not so great fights. Ooh, actually, this is the reason why we bring in Hitmonchan for this fight specifically, even though it is weak to Psychic. So, Mr. Mime has an extremely rare instance of having something that's called a Pokemon power. It's either a passive or active ability throughout the game, throughout the duel. In this one, Mr. Mime has a passive ability. What it does is that all attacks done to it is automatically, if it does more than 20, so 30 and above, automatically turn to 0. So if you have any strong Pokemon, congratulations, you can never do damage on that Pokemon specifically. So we bring out Hitmonchan as a way to bait out Mr. Mime, because Mr. Mime requires 2 energies to be able to attack, which is perfect, because that means that we were able to set up Hitmonchan and knock it out in 2 turns, likely before it ever gets a chance to even attack. So right now, things are kind of going swimmingly. Good recovery, I will say. It's a really good recovery. Oh, we got Mr. Mime back. That's actually fine. Because even though we could get... Yeah, Mr. Mime's going to try to attack. Actually, no. Never mind. Murray bricked. Yep, sometimes... Yeah, even boss AI are not immune to the card game disease known as bricking. So finally, we are done with that nightmare with Murray. And for a reward, we are going to finally get a chance to show off this super secret Magnemite strat with Ronald. So we're going to fight him again. We're hopeful that this strategy works again. Works for the first time, I should say. We want to try to get... We're actually going to not max out our lightning energy. In fact, we're actually going to go half-seas with that and psychic energy. Because, it can put... If you actually lead off with lightning energy, it can potentially be taken out, but if you put in a psychic energy, Ronald will not go... Ooh, actually... You know what? This fossil is gonna do so much damage. Like, this thing has untapped potential. It could evolve to Aerodactyl. It could evolve into Omanite. It could evolve into Kabuto. I mean, the sky's the limit for a mysterious fossil. I mean, all we gotta do is just wait and hope to draw into Aerodactyl, and we are off to the race. Oh, unfortunate. Oh well. Them's the breaks. Okay, as if it wasn't made blatantly obvious, so we lose both Ronald fights on purpose. Because he is the same as a boss fight. It requires 6 prizes to beat. Ronald's deck is constructed extremely odd. And honestly, it is better to lose on purpose. You actually don't lose story progression because of that. So, more often than not, we just opt in to lose because it's way faster. With Hitmonchan, with Magnemite, we're able to just easily use Self-Destruct and lose on turn 2. But in that instance with Mysterious Fossil, we are able to not have to worry much about that. And as a result, we can very, very easily not even need to Self-Destruct and just lose the intended way. And thankfully with Mewtwo... Oh, we got this. We got this in the bag. So if we get this Mewtwo, we're going to use him only twice for these next 2 fights. Because it can do a ton of damage. And the ability to inflict 80 damage against this entire deck on just 2 turns is just going to be... It's too good to pass up, honestly. Ooh, that... Do I have plus power? Right? And I do have plus power. Okay. That actually could have been really bad. That defender could have been really, really bad, but that is fine. Any updates on Imakuni, Sam?
Not quite yet. The people are running out of time, though. You're gonna need some last-minute donations to hit this incentive, but you still do have a little bit of time.
All right, I'm going to give everyone these next 2 fights, which it's about 3 minutes. I'm gonna say 3 minutes. That is that's all you get. 3 more minutes. Otherwise, unfortunately, not gonna be able to show it off. This actually, I think that might take a little bit longer, depending on how things go. Is this Mewtwo going to try and... Do I have energy removal?
I've just received word that we're getting a slight update to the incentive, and
Ooh.
if the people get in $25 more, we're going to see Imakuni.
Oh, let's go. Let's go.
So this is your last chance, everybody. $25, I believe. Let's get it done.
I also believe. Alright, now we're gonna try to see... Yeah, this fight is kind of similar to the Amy fight from the Water Club in the sense of you want to try to get a good head start and have a lot of good potions and full heals. Nothing there. Fortunately, no full heals. I'm kind of hoping. I'm getting paralyzed a lot of this. That is A-okay. What does he have in the back? Okay. Nothing that immediately threatens me, so I think we are fine. And also, Rick is bricking, so he is not even drawing energy cards here. Okay, yeah, no, we got this in the bag. Yeah, only 25. Yeah, one more fight, y'all. I'm giving y'all one more fight. The reason why, technically, there are 3 fights left after this one, in the sense of before we get to the end game, and after that, it's the point of no return, is because we need to fight Imakuni with a psychic deck. That is probably the most optimal with this. With the way this is routed out. So we need to get this done. Not much, very little time left. In fact, this is the last fight before I have to switch out of this deck.
You can do it, everybody. It's your last chance. $25, that's all it takes.
Alright, this is actually a great opening hand if, well, hold on. Is this gonna be a great opening hand? Okay, yeah, it is a good opening hand. Okay, so this fight is a little bit odd. This fight with Brittany has the highest number of basic Pokemon throughout the entire game, and she also has one of every type of Pokemon in this game, so there is no one solution that can take care of everything. The best we can hope for is just simply go for Kadabra and inflict 50 and just at best 2-shot everything in this deck. So I'm gonna say we probably only have maybe like 30 seconds before I'm going to have to leave the Psychic deck. Now, if this Oddish paralyzes me, however, I actually don't know if I have a full heal, but if I get paralyzed, no. Alright, and we win this fight. Okay, I'm gonna give y'all the next 3 fights. I'm willing to, the next 2 fights, actually, there's only 2 fights left. Okay, I'm willing to give everyone a chance for 2 more fights and see if we can get it, because again, once we go collect every single medal, that's it. There's no chance to be able to do anything more. Oh, this is actually kind of a terrible fire collection of fire type Pokemon, so that is interesting. We have Ponyta and double colorless energy, which is fine. It's just not, but we can power through. Gambler actually is a good card, but then just for drawing powers. Hopefully I can be able to give us a... I wish I could get a double colorless fight and maybe even get a first turn win. Actually, wait, no. Tendril has 50 HP, so that would not have been enough. Okay. Oh, wow. This is... Oh, that was quick. 1 fight left, and then, that's it. Then we have to close out the Imakuni. $25 more, everybody. Come on. I believe
only $20 more right now. We're so close. We can do it. Only 4 people need to donate $5 and we're there.
Yeah, it doesn't even need to be like if you don't have $25, that's fine. If we get 5 people to donate $5 each, that's great. If we can get 2 people to go halfsies on it, $12.50, that's also great. There are many ways for us to get to $25. And this is, by the way, this is the last fight before we start the Elite Four. Oh boy, this is gonna put us for the ringer right here. This actually is... Wait, do I have 2 kills? I have 2 of them. This is... Actually, that evolution into Gloom was actually the best thing that could have happened to me. Because now I don't have to worry about getting damage. Energy removal on that execute. Yeah, this is still kind of dangerous territory because I only have 20 HP left. And then now, last but not least, Bulbasaur again. Oh wait, hold on. Okay, I have another energy removal. I should have paid attention and seen that energy to Bulbasaur coming, but that is... Alright. Please tell me, give me some good news, because we just won this fight and we have our final badge.
We have gotten a $5 donation from me trying to push things along a little bit, and $10 from Kitsune of Dreams saying, okay, just a little more. We can do it, chat. Which puts us at 15 of the $25 we need. So unless somebody last minute snipes it right now, I think we might need to unfortunately say goodbye to Imakuni for the day.
Well, okay, we're gonna read my mail. Listen, it's important to read the mail. And see, maybe there's some good stuff in the mail. Not all mail is bad mail, so maybe we can get some sneaky donations while I am reading through the mail.
Maybe somebody sent in $10 in the mail.
Yeah, maybe $10 would be great about now.
Because that's all we need to reach it.
And I'm basically trying to see if I can really just get a second Duck Trio, because I am terrified of going through this Elite Four with 1 Duck Trio and not a ton of cards to search out Duck Trio. We have 2 Articunos, that actually, at the bare minimum, that is a way for me to... that is a potential backup. Alright, last mail. Item Finder, that is actually good. Okay, I'll tell you what. If I donate $10 at the end of this run, would that be okay, and we just start the Imakuni fight? If I donate those $10...
I mean... Yeah, I think the powers that be would be okay with that.
Okay. Because we did gotta have people come in and donate and actually go for it. So I will show off the fight because I think it is a wonderful fight, and I will be donating to actually make sure we actually need it. So this will be interesting. This is optimal, technically the best possible that we could go up against. Technically we could go Electabuzz, that is also fine, but this gives us a little bit more firepower. You've never already listened to this music, this is just... Oof. Look at this bright art, everybody, come on, look at this bright art, come on. Oh, we have Abracadabra to start out. Ah, wonderful, that is actually great. Beautiful, okay, everybody, this is why I wanted this fight. This is so worth $10. This is his ace card, Imakuni? Yes, the question mark is very important. Your active Pokemon is now confused. Imakuni wants you to play him as a basic Pokemon, but you can't. A mysterious creature not listed in the Pokedex. He asks kids around the world, who is cuter, Pikachu or me? You may be wondering to yourself, that first sentence can't be right, right? Well, yep, this game has a card done by a boss fight where he confuses his own Pokemon. And just like that, he has hurt himself and given us ample opportunity to be able to... Oh, that one's gonna land Tails. So, I'm actually not going to attack and let Imakuni hurt himself again. Oh, cool. RNG, arbitrarily changing fate. Cool. I love to see that happen. But, not only does he passes the confusion check, only to miss on 3 straight coin flips. That's actually Oh my god, how could you not be romantic about Pokemon TCG speedrunning sometimes? Alright, that was it. This is it's actually great for me, with this deck that, with the cards that I pulled throughout this run, it's actually great that I'm actually fighting Imakuni. Just like that, we've won. We have beaten Imakuni, because our reward for beating Imakuni this time around is, one of every boost right. Come in, Duck Trio. Fortunate. Okay, no Duck Trio there. So, okay, so we have long missed out on getting, a Duck Trio, but we did collect a few more really, really good cards, so we'll just manage the best we can. So hopefully things are gonna go fine. Oh, I'm gonna need all the help I can. Okay, Steel. Okay, 4 Steels, 3 Dugongs. I can work with that. That's fine. If I didn't have 3 Dugongs and only had like 1 or even no Dugongs, we do have 2 Articunos, which actually is completely fine. We would have been able. We would be fine either way. Do I have? Okay, yeah. I have double color energy. We don't need that many. And we can actually now begin the end game proper. So, if you beat Imakuni once, you get one of every boost rec. Same as if you beat him a second time. If you beat him a third time, believe it or not, you actually gain that signature card. So, yeah, that's definitely a prize worth grinding out for, in my opinion. We even have a category called Imakuni % where we actually do end up wanting to grind out to beat him 3 times in a row. Do I get confused? No. So, better for me to not... Well, I have a full heal, so actually, it's actually fine. Alright, so, the Elite Four, or the Grandmasters as they are called in this game, they essentially cheat. And same with every boss in this game. Cheating is not only allowed, it is encouraged by the developers to the bosses in this fight. So, every single Grandmaster has a signature card that basically operates and does things never intended for the real-life card game to do. Moltres, as you kind of saw, the one with 100 HP, if it is played on the field, Courtney automatically gets, at random, 1 to 4 fire energy. So she will never, or almost never run out of energy. So, if you think that's kind of, you know, cheating, wait till you see the next couple of cards. So let's see, I'm gonna set up a second one just in case, but no, we're fine. A second Dugong. We were never in danger, but you never know. Yeah, no, we're good. You're so good. No? And just like that, we've been Courtney. Which, pretty fine right there. We only have... The next 2 fights are arguably the worst fights in the entire game, not even the champion. So, we're gonna go for our final deck edit, and unfortunately, we're gonna have to roll with this with 1 Duck Trio. That's... Gotta be honest, I am not looking forward to that. 1 Duck Trio is nowhere near what you would want in a speedrun at this point. But that is the way the cookie crumbled. Pokemon TCG taketh and giveth, and this time it did not give it. We might have to reset already, depending on where is... Oh my goodness, this Duck Trio is at the very bottom of the deck almost. We're gonna have to reset, yeah. And we don't have anything that searches out immediately. We're just gonna have to... Name of the game is literally just... get a way to get Duck Trio. Because especially with what this legendary... actually... This is fine for now. I'm just hoping Zapdos does not appear. If Zapdos does not appear, it's still workable. You can actually beat this with Diglett. Here's the reason why I'm so worried about Zapdos. Of course, I had to will it into Universe like that, huh? You have to reset. We cannot hurt Zapdos in any way, shape, or form as Diglett alone. And this is why we need more than 1 Duck Trio, because it is a 1 in 60 chance drawing out Duck Trio. That's... That is already a reset. If the way the bosses operate in this game, especially with the Grandmasters, bosses are always programmed to have 2 basic Pokemon out onto the bench, or in their opening hand. However, with the Grandmasters, if you only see, that's what I was worried about. If you only see 1 Pokemon after the opening hand, they actually do have the legendary 8th Pokemon. Ah, beautiful. Okay, the True is here. This is what I was banking on. You gotta be kidding me. Okay, no, hold on. I think there's a way to re-roll this RNG. Okay, so that's Zapdos. Yes, perfect. Okay, we're good. We're good. Okay, this Zapdos can basically win on turn 0. So remember when I said Electrode has Sonic Boom that allows it to bypass so many things, resistances and weakness in this game? Zapdos has a similar ability where it is played on the field, and at random, it can inflict 30 damage to any 1 Pokemon, regardless of whose side it is. However, oh, that's actually not fun. That's actually not fun. I need another energy removal, or I'm just hopeful that he breaks in does not have another. Okay, okay, okay. We're in the clear. We're in the clear. So basically, if it's played on the field and all you got is Diglett, and the RNG makes it so Zapdos automatically attacks Diglett, congratulations. There is nothing you can do. You automatically lose the duel, and you have to reset. But thankfully, the worst of it is maybe potentially over. At the very least, even if Zapdos appears again, it's not gonna do damage. Okay. Okay, the Nightmare has been slain. Unfortunately, there's an even bigger Nightmare coming up. This is, without a doubt, the hardest fight in the entire game. Jack. Jack has everything you do not want to see in a deck. First thing, Articuno. That is his legendary card. Can automatically paralyze you if he flips a coin flip and it lands heads. Then there's also Lapras, bulky water types that can do a lot of damage. Chansey, bulky Pokemon that can do a... Ooh, am I in trouble? Oh, wait a minute. Golden opportunity here. Okay, we're gonna take a lot of damage here. Bulky, yeah, Chansey, a bulky Pokemon that can also do a lot of stalling. This is actually a really bad situation that I am in. Is that Articuno? That Articuno is ready to attack in a second. So let's kind of change fate a little bit. Wait, I can... Ooh, wait, hold on. I can... Can I one-shot this? I can one-shot this. We'll do 50. And that Lapras definitely... Okay. I can absolutely work with this. Energy removal, and we have enough energy removal. Okay, beautiful. This actually might not go as badly as I feared. My hope here is that... Oh, wait, hold on. Accidentally misclicked. I meant to do Earthquake instead of Slash. My hope here is that Art Lapras comes out next. That is my hope. Not... Okay, yep. No, we're good. Interesting that it did not try to stack up on the water damage. Oh, wait, no, hold on. Not gonna use Earthquake because it does damage my Diglett, and I think the next Earthquake knocks it out. And... Okay. Diglett is... another Seal is fine, because it's not going to try to evolve to Dugong. Even if he did have Dugong, he's not going to evolve now. Okay. Somehow, this Jack on one Duck Trio, this Jack fight actually went pretty well. This actually went pretty well. So... I wish I could say the worst is done. I mean, technically, yes. The worst is over. But that does not mean that we can do a victory lap. We can do a victory lap with this fight. Rod is basically this game's version of Lance. I cannot tell you how much of a pushover this guy is. I'm not even kidding. This guy, you question how he even got his credentials in the first place. I can sweep this with Diglett. He basically has like a lot of dragon types. But let me tell you, this guy does not know. His deck is not worthy of being this game's version of Lance. Like, the only thing that... You know, there's such thing as karma. This is the perfect example. I eat my words, but... I'm not resetting because we still have a way to actually win this fight. I don't have a fighting energy. Come on. I refuse to reset at Rod. I refuse to let this be my legacy. To lose to Rod after talking so much trash. I refuse that to happen. And you know what the funny thing about this is one of my favorite bizarre facts about Pokemon TCG in this game. In that, so you know how every Pokemon individually has their own weaknesses and resistances? So, you would think Gyarados, and the RPG is water flying, water weak to electric type. You would think that they would try to follow along that logic and give us a lightning weakness. Gyarados' weakness is grass for whatever reason. Even though in the RPGs, it's not even weak to grass, so I don't understand why it has a lightning weakness in the first place. As if it wasn't made abundantly obvious by the subtle foreshadowing throughout this entire run. Ronald's our last Pokemon, our last fight. This is, okay, interesting hand. This is not a bad hand. It is just interesting. I have a Pokeball, so let's see if we can get Dr. Okay, no. Okay, I'm not gonna reset, because I'm hopeful RNG kind of moves things along. And, I hate the energy removal. Okay, Ronald is bizarre. So his deck has one of everything in terms of the legendary Pokemon that are literally game exclusive. He has Moltres, he has Articuno, he has Zapdos, he has Dragonite. However, he has constructed this deck to such an unbelievably misguided degree that his Zapdos and Articuno are literal paperweights. And I do mean paperweights. They actually cannot attack, because Ronald does not have fire and water energy. No fire water energy to speak of. Meaning that it is basically kind of a free-for-all. And I can land this finally. Okay. Where's... There it is. Okay. We kind of basically just won this fight. Unless something really bizarre happens right now, we basically just won the fight. There's almost no combination of cards that he'll play that is going to make us lose this fight. Could slow it down, but... No, never mind. We just won this duel. Okay, beautiful. This actually did not go as terribly as it could have been on Wanda Trio. He really does not know how to build a deck. He's got so many legendary Pokemon, he didn't play a single one. Instead, all he played was a bunch of Teams and Kangaskhan. Okay! Time is coming up in about 15-20 seconds. So, here comes the Articuno that we encountered earlier. The Articuno... Did I say Articuno on Moltres? I meant Moltres. Articuno, this one we didn't see. Zapdos, the thing that can win on turn 0. And Dragonite, which you will never see almost in a speedrun ever. And that is time. Okay. Wow. All right. That was pretty fun. That was a pretty solid run, despite the RNG going really, really poorly in a lot of different directions.
All right. You have any words for the people about where, they could find you or anything else you want to say?
Yeah. First of all, I want to thank SDAT for giving me the opportunity to run this game on the road to SDAT. I always love showing off this game. It's one of my all-time favorite games. My first main speed game that I've ever showed off. If you're interested in learning about this game, we do have a Discord. If you go to our SRC page, speedrun.com page, and we have a link to the Discord. I am one of the still active runners, and one of my goals is still to get world record again in the all battles category, and hopefully get sub 50 in this category, 80% glitchless. And if you like what you saw from me, I have good news. This will not be the last time you will see me. Next week, I'll be running Ghostland Yard on SDAT proper. So that will also be a lot of fun. And if you want to see more of me, I do run stuff like Spyro, both the original trilogy and the Reignited trilogy, this game, Ghostland Yard, Mario Golf, the whole 9 yards, no pun intended. So yeah, feel free, if you want to follow me on Twitch as same name, Turnight. And Sam, thanks so much for being a great host as always. Love working with you, and I'm looking forward to seeing what the rest of this marathon has to offer.
Of course, thanks for showing off a cool game with a great run. Alright, people, don't go anywhere, because we'll be having more SDAT for the rest of the night. So we will be back with more runs shortly.